What's up, bros? Today we're breaking this 18-19 Upper Deck Series 2 hockey 24 packs retail box, and most importantly discussing the upcoming NHL playoffs. Okay, Wayne Simmons, Vladimir Sabotka, who was traded from St. Louis, I think, something like 2 years ago. Edmonton Oilers, but because we are talking about the playoffs, we don't have anything to say about Edmonton Oilers. And our first young gun is Brett Seney of New Jersey Devils. Devils actually won the draft lottery, so they will be picking Jake Hughes first overall in Vancouver in June. But yes, it's the advantage of having Taylor Hall in your team. Like, he will always bring you first overall picks. But if you ask me, this like Jake Hughes is not gonna make any difference for Devils, because Devils' problems are not in. That's actually a really good young guns of Ilya Samsonov, who had like a great career in Metallurg Magnitogorsk in KHL. Had a little bit of a slow start in AHL, but is now greatly improving, and I think he will be seeing some starts next year, because Phoenix Copley is not very convincing. But in terms of Devils, I don't think they will have any. The situation will improve at all, because their problems are in because they don't have any good defenders, and the goaltending is simply terrible. Schneider has declined greatly, and Mackenzie Blackwood is simply not NHL ready. Arturi Lehkonen, of course, I would like to pull a Kotkaniemi young gun instead, but Upper Deck doesn't care what I would like to get. Like Matthew Joseph, Mark Rookie from Lightning. I think the Lightnings are the favorite to win the cup, but I actually don't think they will win it. I would bet either like Pittsburgh or Washington. Lightning is a good team, and of course this Johnson Point Kucherov is a scary line, but the big problem is that the team is rather inexperienced, and we could have seen it in last year's playoff when they were leading Caps 3-2 and still managed to lose the series. So a big disappointment. Kate Kincaid is in Columbus right now, but I think here he's still featured as a New Jersey Devil. Columbus situation is I think is ugly. I think the GM Jarmo Kekalainen failed greatly, because he should have left. Should have let Panarin and Bobrovsky go. Instead, he kept them. And now they will be facing Tampa in the first round. There is no way that they will maybe if Bobrovsky will stand on his head, they can win win 1 or 2 games, but no more than that. Oh my God, that's pretty unexpected from a retail box, a jersey card of Mikael Rasmussen. I think he's a Danish player. No, it doesn't. Somehow this Upper Deck Rogis, unlike say Panini Upper Deck jersey cards, unlike Panini cards, they don't tell where any funny stories about the players on the back. But yeah. A really nice pool. Yeah, but overall, yeah, no, of course you understand, the jersey card is probably worth 50 cents, but Although some of these jerseys are rare, but I suspect that this is not one of them. Yeah, so overall I think like Kekalainen has like failed as a GM of Columbus like mightily, and but I think there is a new ownership in Columbus and they have approved his actions, so we'll see what's gonna be next. Dominic Cahoon, never heard about him. Jeff Carter, yeah, Los Angeles, and like Jonathan Quick, Los Angeles is probably one of the biggest disappointments this season, because you would expect them to improve on their past season because they made some good signings off season like Kovalchuk, but yeah, unfortunately, it's not the case. Brian DeMullen. And a canvas of Brock Nelson. Brock Nelson. Oh, it's actually interesting. So Brock Nelson is playing against Pittsburgh Pennies. And actually today I'm gonna go to see Brock Nelson playing Pittsburgh Pennies in the first game of the playoff series at Nassau Coliseum. I think at the East, it's the most interesting series between like Pennies and Islanders. But of course, like Pittsburgh is much better prepared for the series in terms of offensive potential and most importantly the playoff experience. But Islanders really got the momentum, and Barry Trotz knows how to win. Pennies from last season when he beat them was like with Washington, although obviously Washington has a very different offensive potential from current Islanders and another young guns of Jared Anderson Dolan. I suspect, like, you can tell already from his last name that he is like a scrap, because like how would they write his like last name at the back? It's just too many letters. Yeah, although he played in WHL in Seattle and pretty decent stats, but how old is he? Like yeah, only 20. Actually, might not be the scrub, but Alex Pietrangelo. Yeah, he's gonna be a very important player in the series against Jets. But of course, the most important player in that series is gonna be Jordan Binnington, because he is a player who carried St. Louis to the playoffs after an awful start. What is it, like Spencer Fu? Yeah, young guns are like really poor in this box. Although his stats are not like terrible. Last season, like 2 goals in 4 games, but this year I haven't heard anything about him. And so. Antoine Russell, Jake Ganso, Roberto Luongo. Yeah, and this is a player which I would really like to win the cup, because he has been like in the league so long and he has been putting all his efforts for the cup both in Boston and San Jose. So I feel really bad that I think I got like a jersey of Mikael Rasmussen, but also like a portrait of him. So it's like a Detroit box here. Like I feel really bad like for Jumbo Joe for not having the cap, but already the first round is gonna be really difficult for San Jose, because they don't really have a goalie. the defense is good, the offense is good. No, like the offensive part of the defense with Burns and Carlson is super good, but Martin Jones is just not like he wouldn't be a backup in many NHL teams, and it's especially stark contrast with Marc-Andre Fleury in Vegas. So I wouldn't be. I want Thornton to win the cup, but I don't think he's gonna pass the first round. Drew Doughty, Jack Johnson, William Carlson. John Tavares. And he probably was hoping for the cup moving to Toronto, but if you ask me, the series is gonna be 4-1 to Boston. It's just I went to see Toronto playing at the February 28th when they were visiting Long Island as the first game of Tavares in Long Island as a Leaf. And what I can say you, like, the defense is just below any standards. Like Toronto lost 6-1, and out of 6 goals, like Islanders maybe created created like 1 goal. All other 5 goals is that like Islanders defense just give the Maple Leafs defense just give the puck to Islanders, and Islanders score. It's so as long as they have like players like Marincin on the roster, like and players like Zaitsev on the roster, like they're not gonna win anything. Like I wouldn't be actually surprised if the series is like 4-0 to Boston. And Philip Grubauer, he was starting in playoffs for Washington last year, but I think this year Semyon Varlamov will be starting for Colorado, but it won't help. It won't help Colorado because Flames are just so much complete team. Of course, like the goaltending is a little bit a question mark for Flames because Mike Smith hasn't exactly been super consistent this season, and Miro Heiskanen. He's a good rook from HIFK, I think, in Finland, but this Nashville Dallas is probably going to be one of the most boring playoff series in a decade, or if not more so. If you live on East Coast and you have troubles falling asleep, then what I would recommend is just to turn on some of these Nashville-Dallas games, so they might help you to fall asleep. And another glorious scrub, Jeremy Lawson. What are his stats? 7 points in Providence Bruins. Oh my God. Who do they put into this like young guns? Like Leo Komarov, this Estonian player. I think the only Estonian-born player in the NHL right now. Mark Mathieu, Nate Schmidt, Adam Lowry, Brent Burns. Yeah, like I was actually surprised that like San Jose went for Carlson in the off-season because they already have Brent Burns as an offensive defender, young guns of Rourke Chartier. Like I think Yeah, Series 2 Young Guns are usually bad, but what I'm getting from this box is exceptionally bad, I would say, except for Ilya Samsonov, who is like average, maybe slightly above average, but yeah, Corey Schneider has declined greatly, and Devils need to do something for their goaltending. Yeah, Jumbo Joe, like I mentioned, like really rooting for him in this playoffs. Alexander Wemberg, Joe Pavelski. I think he went to University of Michigan, so University of Michigan Wolverine. Corey Perry, Tyler Bozek, Connor Sheary, Canvas, Ryan Ellis, Boone Jenner. Yeah, the big problem of Columbus is that they don't really have technical and creative players except like Panarin. So Panarin plays with Atkinson and Pierre-Luc Dubois, but Atkinson is the type of the player who like I see the goal, I shoot the puck, but Dubois is slightly more interesting player, but like for instance, if Panarin would go to Panthers, he would play with like Barkov and Dadonov, who are that much more skillful players. And I think if I would be Panarin, I would just sign with Florida, and I think Florida is also interested there because they made some space under the cap. Oh, I love this old school Mighty Ducks logo, like from the times when Disney used to own Anaheim Mighty Ducks. Cody Chechi. Jake Musin still featured as Los Angeles King here, but like he's like a Toronto Maple Leaf now, and he is clearly and by far the best defender on Maple Leafs. Yeah, Adam Larson was traded 1-for-1 for Taylor Hall. Not sure who benefited from that trade. Both teams are sucked deeply, but at least like Taylor Hall is generating the first overall picks for Devils, and for Warren for Edgley. From Hurricanes, it's good that Hurricanes finally made it into the playoffs after something like 5 seasons of absence, but do they stand a chance against Caps? No, they don't. Most likely 4-0, that series will go 4-0 to Caps, but like because Carolina is a young and running team, they might get 1 win at home. So Michael Furland, again Carolina. Yeah, Florida didn't make the playoff this season. Not sure why the roster is strong, but somehow, yeah, maybe next season with Panarin and Bobrovsky they will make it. But Jake Virtanen, Zach Werenski, and Patrick Laine, who is supposed to be like a poor man's Ovechkin, but has been declining recently. Overall, it was a pretty lame box, of course. The best card is probably this, some sort of young guns. Like other young guns are like pretty. Like I can't even call this like players like a scrubs. Like these are like absolutely nobodies. Yeah, some good like rook portraits like Dalin and OPC rooks like Heiskanen, like they're better rookies, but like the thing is that these portraits and like OPC cards are so abundant that they don't have any value. And Rasmussen jersey card, I think like these books don't guarantee jersey cards, so it's a nice pool, but like what it's worth, like I don't know. and there seems to be like there seems to be like a damage in like this dent here, so not very good quality control from UD.